This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Welcome back to another edition of Hometown Heroes on Family Life. I'm Mark Webster. This week, part 2 of our interview with Doug Rifenburg of Victory Sports, a Western New York ministry advancing the gospel by distributing sports gear to youths. He says sports and the gospel play perfectly together.
My son plays football at Brockport, and they have a strong program out there called Athletes in Rochester. It's kind of a branch of Athletes in Action, and my son's a part of that. And there's a couple dozen kids that go to Bible study every single week, and they pray together before the games and after games. And just to see that happening, on college campuses and college teams is really cool.
Absolutely. And what have you seen here down at your local level with Victory Sports and the impact you've been able to have both here and abroad?
It's kind of amazing how like a used pair of cleats can impact kids around the world. The original idea of Victory Sports was I wanted to be able to help kids play sports and really have it impact their lives. And what I find is youth sports has become so expensive these days that for any kid or family that's trying to try out, for a new sport, sometimes the price alone keeps them from even pursuing that sport.
Oh, yeah.
And so I looked around my house. My son played every sport. My daughter played several sports. And I just noticed all this equipment that was still in great shape that could still be used by somebody. So I started collecting it, and then I put it out there into the community and said, hey, I'm going to start this initiative. If you have any used equipment laying around your house, please share it, give it to us, and we'll find a new home for it. And so we started doing that in, again, August 2017. At that point was when Ralph Wilson Foundation was kind of launching also. So we were able to partner with them to receive some initial funding. And then we went from my garage to a storage unit to a warehouse to a store. And God blessed us all along the way and gave us provisions and the money and the contacts to help us do this. Over the last 7 years or almost 8 years now, we've probably given away close to $1 million worth of free sports equipment to kids. We started many different initiatives like during COVID. If you remember, obviously during COVID, schools were closed. A lot of PE programs and recreational programs all went online. The Ralph Wilson Foundation, through partnership with them and the Buffalo Bills and many other organizations, we actually came up with this program called the Ball Bin Program, where we ended up going and putting these bins in 24 parks across Western New York, Lockport and Niagara Falls and downtown Buffalo and the South Towns, wherever we could find a park and a community that wanted to partner with us, we put a bin and we would fill that with equipment every week. So we put in there basketballs and soccer balls and footballs and jump ropes and hula hoops, things that kids could go then to that park on their own and go and use to recreate and stay physically active. We also then, kind of always looking at what's happening in society. And back when there was a lot of the protests and Black Lives Matters and defund the police, I just felt like Victory Sports could play a role. So we created a program called Bridge the Gap Sports. I always try to name some of our programming after things that I can also share what Jesus did for us, bridging the gap between our sin and heaven and God and how he bridged the gap for us. And so what we did is we outfitted first every police car in the city of Buffalo. Every police car in the city of Buffalo had a Victory Sports bag, and it had footballs, basketballs, and soccer balls in it. It allowed those police officers to, when they came up on a group of kids, they could grab a football and go walk up to those kids and start a conversation that they probably wouldn't have been able to start without having that ball in their hand. There were some news stories about police officers playing catch with kids. A lot of that was because of the equipment that we were able to supply. We then branched off into Niagara County, and we outfitted every single law enforcement vehicle in Niagara County. And the reviews we got from that were great. And again, it's just using the power of sports for a police officer then to make connections with kids in their community to help improve the relations that were really strained at that point.
It's amazing what simple football or even a little baseball can eventually lead to.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the ways that we have income coming in is, in addition to donors and things like that, about 3 years ago, we opened up an outlet store. Originally, we opened up in the Eastern Hills Mall, and now we're on Main Street in Clarence. So we have a standalone store. It's an outlet store where we sell used sports equipment very inexpensively. So our goal is to help those families that really are in need. We deal a lot with foster families. Anybody can come shop our store. But what's cool with that, too, is we give away Bibles. I'm able to talk to parents about sports and how it made an impact in my life and kids' lives and how they can use it to help their kids too and help the community. We've given away hundreds of Bibles. If anybody looks up victorysports.org, you'll see in our name, the T in victory is a cross. So wherever we go, we take our cross with us and we try to share the love of Jesus with people. A lot of what we want to try to do is partner with churches. I don't have connections with every church, so I'd love to connect with every church that's out there that has a group that's maybe going on a missions trip, whether it's to a developing country or whether it's in Buffalo. We've done a lot in the city of Buffalo with some of the things that happen, like the Dream Center and different things that go on in the city of Buffalo over the summer with ministry. But any organization, any church that has a need for sports equipment, one of my goals is to launch a website that's called just sportsministrygear.com. And I want to start connecting with pretty much every sports ministry in the country and to be able to alleviate that expense that they have for equipment. I personally have been on like one missions trip, but I look at myself as more in Victory Sports, more as the equipper. You know, you have to have somebody to help equip the people that are going out there and doing the work. I want to be able to equip those kids and those pastors that are churches that are going out there and doing God's work. Our goal is to really just help spread the gospel through sports.
That's Doug Rifenburg with the Western New York ministry Victory Sports. You can learn more at victorysports.org. Please join us again next time as we search for your home, your town, your hero. It's Hometown Heroes on Family Life.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org. Radio, performing arts, events, and Bible-based Christian counseling. It's all part of the ministry outreach of Family Life as we seek to impact lives with the message of hope found in Jesus. Find out more when you go to familylife.org.